Hey there everyone, welcome back to Game Vine and my name is Dave, and today we're going to be reviewing a board game where we build towers with meeples and dice. Yeah, it's as fun as it sounds. And this is the Towers of Arkhanos, and this was sent to me by IW Games, so disclaimer, this is a review copy. Now this was published by Creative Game Studios before, and this game, from visual first look, caught my eye, and it has dice. Anything with dice, you're going to win me over at the initial point because I just love dice games. Now this game here is essentially a dice game where you're trying to get as many points as you can, so point salad as people call it. But there is an added visual aspect to this game which is incredibly simple but adds a little bit of punch to the dice aspect of point salad games. So without further ado, let me show you what comes in this box, and then I'll show you how to play and we'll give this game a score. Okay, let's go do it. So here's what comes in the box, and just from the first look, check out these components. I'm telling you, if you don't wind up liking this game after you learn how to play, the price that they are asking for this game is super reasonable, especially for these components. You can just buy these games for these translucent dice. I'm always a sucker for translucent dice, but look at these meeples, and then you have this one different meeple. Every color has that, so this is the leader, but even the regular meeples, they're, you know, basic ones, but they're nice quality, and the cardboard is super thick. You have some coasters here, pretty decent art, nothing spectacular, but you know, decent. And then you have your player cards here, basically going to give you different abilities with dice, and that's a bit thinner cardboard. And then you have basically the timer of the game, and this bag that you're going to be drawing the dice from. Components are spectacular. This game is going to get major points for just that. So like I said, if you just want a game that has good components, the asking price that I've seen this for on Amazon or any other place, even at IDW's website, is reasonable. Go pick this up if you like components. But let me show you how to play the game, and then you can make your honest decision. Let's go. So I'm just going to give you a basic rundown of the game. Not every rule, of course. Take your time out to read the rule book yourself. It is written pretty well. But essentially, on your turn, you're going to be doing a simple action. You're going to be choosing one dice that is picked out of this bag here, and you're going to pick out one dice per player plus one. So in a 3-player game, you're going to be drawing 4 dice and then rolling them. So we'll go ahead and draw our 4 dice and roll them, and this is essentially the community pot. Now on my turn, I'm going to pick one of these color dice and assign it to one of these coasters here, and then I can pick one of the 3 here, and as you can see, these numbers and colors are associated with the dice. You can put any one of these numbers on here. They can be 3 5s if you want, but they have to be blue or purple, and the same goes with 6, and that applies to all coasters. They don't have to be 1, 3, and 5, but they can be. You can multiply, you can double up on numbers, but each one of these coaster spots do something different. So this is a point salad game. You're going to be getting points, and you're going to be putting your workers down when you place your dice like this. So let's say this is a 5. We'll place it there, and this way we know that my person is assigned to this dice, and this top one here just gives me straight up 2 points. The one in this right corner will always be as many points as there is coasters on top of each other. We'll get to that a little more in a second. And the one on the left, you get to place a worker anywhere else on another coaster, but you don't get to actually place the dice or get the points, but you will be a part of the pillar of the tower rising. And of course, again, this point will always be on the bottom right of each coaster. for the number of coasters on a tower. As you are placing dice and meeples down, you will be placing coasters and building up a tower. And after you finish one, you will clear all the meeples that are on here, and whoever has the most colored meeples will get a set number of points. For the bigger number of points, it's like 2, 4, and 6, and for a lower one here, this one here is dice that you can just put any color, because sometimes you have a dice that you can't assign anywhere. You can just put it here and you'll get a lower sum of points, and when you clear the coaster, it will also be a lower sum of points. So this little guy here with the little star in him, he is the leader, so essentially he's going to break ties if there is a tie when you're scoring the coaster. I'm not giving every rule, so again, that's just something I wanted to add in there. And you'll continue to put meeples down and dice down, building up the tower, scoring points all along the way, and until the end of the game is done. And like I said, you draw 1 dice plus 1 for each player, and once everybody has assigned their dice, the last one in the round goes over there, and once you get to a certain amount of rounds, it ends the game. And whoever has the most points, prestige points that is, from doing all this play, wins the game. And at the very end, you do calculate everything from the tower if they haven't scored already. The last thing I want to mention, everyone gets one of these boards. So instead of assigning dice to your coasters in front of you, you can assign them to your board. And they have a double side, which is super cool. That is like, if you know what everything is, you can just have them as a picture. But if you're new, you have everything broke down for you. But essentially, they just manipulate. This is how it mitigates the dice rolls. So this is how you can add pips, you can take pips, you can swap different sides. And this is where the game adds a little bit more complexity other than the coasters, but not too much to make this game too complex. But this game is super easy to teach and super easy to get into. So now let's give you my opinion and give this game a grade. Let's go. So that's how you play Tales of Arkhanos. Now, I knew that this game was going to be a hit with me, but it even surpassed my expectations. So I'm going to be giving this game a grade, and it gets a 91 for me. Yes, yes, yes. It does get probably about another 5 points because it is a dice game in my opinion. So if you want to grade this without bias, it's about an 87, 86. But in my opinion, I'm giving this game a low grade A because it's super simple and easy to grasp, but does have a lot of depth because you have all these different coasters that you can kind of grab from. And it's a dice game where you can mitigate the chance on the dice, and that is one of my favorite things about dice games because I like the randomness, but I want to have just a little bit of control, and this game gives that to me. In addition to this game being easy to pick up, it's super fast. And in my opinion, I like super fast games. The only one thing that I would gripe about this game, and it is the only gripe that I have, because components were good, the rule book was easy to read, the game is super visually appealing, and it's easy to learn. The gripe that I have with it is there was a bit of anticlimactic endings sometimes, especially the very first game that I played, because I was so stoked. I'm having so many tongue twisters in this review. I was so stoked to build the tower that once the game ended, and it was only about 5 tall because that's how big it got in my very first game, I wanted to keep building it. So I just wanted to play another game in addition to that to try to build a taller tower. So I will say that when you go into this game, and if you're having fun in the middle of it, know that the ending most likely is going to come a bit faster than you think. So prepare for that, but that's a good thing because, again, this is a quick game that you can play in between longer games. So let's say you're going to play some kind of 3X game or something like that, and you are waiting for a friend to get to the house. Well, this is a perfect game to play, especially because the components are just beautiful. Translucent dice, I eat it up. But thank you so much everyone for joining me in today's review, and thank you IDW for the review copy. I really do appreciate you help expand this channel and make things just a little bit better here in the community. And that goes the same for you, Vine Nation. I love each and every one of you. So if you like the video, click like, and if you didn't, click dislike and let me know in the bottom below how I can improve these videos. And if you're new, subscribe, and until the next time, have a great rest of your day and a great time with all that you play. Take care, everybody. This is a good game. I recommend it. Miko, it's time to go. Good girl, Miko.